Hello, my name is Azure Robinson. I'm one of the team members at WikiTree. Today, on our 30-day countdown to the WikiTree Symposium, we're chatting with symposium speaker Christine Cohen.
The WikiTree Symposium is a free 3-day genealogy conference running from November 1st to the 3rd. Registration is now open. It isn't required to attend, but it does enter you for a chance to win door prizes.
So welcome, Christine. I'm so excited you'll be presenting again this year at the symposium. Can you share a little bit about where you're from, where you work, and what your current focus is?
Well, I am from Torrance, California. Lived here all my life, and now I live in Redondo Beach, which is just the next town over. I've been doing genealogy since I saw Roots when I was a little kid on TV, and my parents, or my mother, actually gave me a pedigree chart that showed our Dutch heritage back to the 1650s. And so that got me on my way. And I've been really focusing on genealogy probably for the last 20 years and really hardcore for the last year since I retired from working full-time at a real job. And now I just do genealogy all the time.
That's great. I love it. So how did you originally hear about WikiTree?
How did I hear about WikiTree? I follow you, I think, on the socials, on Facebook and Insta and X and everything like that. And you guys reached out to me a couple of years ago and asked me to come present, and I was delighted to do it. And I'm so pleased to be back here again.
That's great. So what will you be presenting this year?
I actually have 3 presentations I'm going to be doing. The first one is about divorce. Which I think perhaps people don't think happened because they thought all our ancestors lived happily ever after and never had any issues. But in the newspapers, I found some records about one of my great aunt and uncles, and it was all between the censuses. I'd never seen it anyplace else, but they actually had quite a challenging marriage, and things went awry, and there was a lot of court documents and newspaper documents. And so I said, wow, let me investigate. So I want to share that with people, to know that it did happen. And maybe this is how come you can't find that guy's obituary, because he didn't die. They got divorced and he moved away.
Yeah, that's great. I was really intrigued by that one. And that's going to be on the first day of the symposium on Friday, November 1st at noon Eastern.
And then the next one I believe you have me doing is the next day at the same time. And that one is going to be about cousin baiting and cousin stalking. And I don't know about you, but my mom was the middle of many kids. And so she didn't hear a lot of the stories, and she didn't get a lot of the stuff because she was kind of in the middle. And so get stories. Just this morning, I had a cousin who I've seen on my tree but never interact with him, and he emailed me and said, oh my gosh, I heard from another cousin that you do this. Can we get together? So that was awesome. And then my paternal line is entirely English. My grandparents were from England, and I don't really get too much interaction. I don't get DNA matches and things like that, because British people just don't need to take a DNA test because they've lived in the same village that their parents lived, or their grandparents lived. And so I get a lot of interaction with cousins from the British Empire, from Canada and from Australia and from other parts in the US. So doing research with cousins has really been great to get pictures and stories and, all those great things.
That's great. I love it. I loved the title of that talk when I saw it. I was excited about that one too. You have such great talks. And the third one is on the same time. It makes it easy to remember when your talks will be. It'll be the third day, same time.
It did. And that one's about cemetery research, because so many of the genealogy community is out there taking pictures and putting up gravestones and making memorials to their family members. I think it's important that we realize that that's happening all over the world. And so I'm from Southern California, but all my family is from the Midwest and the East Coast, and as I said, from England. And so if I want to find out where they're buried, unless I want to get on a plane, I need to use Find a Grave and Billion Graves and all these other great resources that are out there to, find those details.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me, Christine. To learn more about this year's symposium, follow the link to the symposium help page in the description of this video. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you around the tree. Bye.
Thank you. I hope to see everybody. Bye.